This is insane, but it's 100% real. One man. 27 fake spies. And the biggest lie that ever changed the world. June 6, 1944. The largest sea invasion in human history crashes onto the beaches of Normandy. Over 150,000 Allied soldiers storm Hitler's fortress Europe. But here's what they don't tell you in school. This invasion, the one that turned the tide of World War II, almost failed before it started. The Nazis knew it was coming. They had spies everywhere. Except for one problem. Their best spy was working for the other side. His name was Juan Pujol García. A chicken farmer from Spain who couldn't shoot straight, spoke broken English, and had zero military training. Yet somehow, this ordinary man created the most brilliant spy network in history. A network so good, so believable, that Adolf Hitler himself sent him Germany's highest military honor. There was just one tiny detail Hitler didn't know. Every single spy in Garcia's network was completely fake. Barcelona, Spain. 1912, Juan Pujol García is born into a world about to explode. His father sells textiles. His mother raises chickens. Young Juan dreams of adventure, but life has other plans. Spain tears itself apart in civil war. Garcia watches his country burn. He sees fascists on one side, communists on the other. Both sides use fear. Both sides kill innocent people. And in that moment, this quiet man makes a decision that will change everything. He picks a side. Not left, not right. He chooses freedom. But picking a side and doing something about it? Those are two very different things. Hitler's war machine rolls across Europe like a plague. France falls in 6 weeks. Britain fights alone. And in Barcelona, Juan Pujol García, now 28, married, working small jobs to survive, watches the world burn from his window. Most people would pray and hope someone else saves the day. Garcia does something else entirely. He decides to become a spy. Remember, this is a man with no training, no connections, and no idea what he's doing. But he has something else. Something the professionals lack. Pure, burning hatred of fascism. So Garcia walks into the German embassy in Madrid and volunteers to spy for the Nazis. Wait. What? Here's where the story gets crazy. Garcia's plan is simple but insane. He'll pretend to spy for Germany, then sell everything he learns to the British. A perfect double agent. Except the Germans aren't stupid. They test him. Prove you can help us, they say. Go to London. Set up a spy network. Send us intelligence. Garcia has never been to London. He doesn't speak English. He has no money for travel. Any normal person would give up. Juan Pujol García is not normal. Instead, he goes to the local library in Madrid. He studies maps of Britain. He reads English guidebooks. He memorizes train schedules and military bases he's never seen. Then he moves to Lisbon, Portugal, and starts sending the Germans detailed reports about British military movements. From his hotel room. Based on stuff he read in books. And it works. The Germans eat it up. They codename him Arabelle and start paying him serious money. Garcia is officially a Nazi spy. Except he's still never been to London. But now comes the hard part. Garcia contacts the British Embassy in Madrid. He explains his situation. Hello, I'm a fake German spy who wants to help you win the war. The British hang up on him. He tries again. They say no. Third time. Still no. Think about this. Garcia is risking his life, playing the most dangerous game imaginable, and the people he's trying to help won't even listen. Most people would quit. Garcia gets creative. Finally, after months of Garcia sending increasingly accurate intelligence to the Germans, all fake, all dangerous, the British Secret Service wakes up. A German spy this good could destroy them. They decide to capture or kill him. Except when they investigate, they discover something impossible. Their most dangerous enemy doesn't exist. The spy sending detailed reports from London has never been to London. The network of informants across Britain are all imaginary. Arabelle is a ghost, and ghosts can't betray you. Unless you're smart enough to recruit them. MI5 agent Tomas Harris tracks Garcia down in Lisbon. The meeting is tense. Garcia expects to be arrested, maybe shot. Instead, Harris asks him one simple question. How would you like to do this properly? And just like that, Garcia becomes Agent Garbo. London, 1942. Garcia moves to a safe house with his wife and son. The British give him training, money, and most importantly, protection. Because what Garcia is about to do has never been attempted before. He's going to create the most elaborate spy network in history. And every single agent in it will be completely imaginary. Think about how impossible this sounds. Garcia has to invent dozens of people. Give them names, backgrounds, personalities. Make them believable enough to fool Nazi intelligence officers. And he has to do it while pretending these fake people are giving him real secrets. It's like writing a novel where every character has to convince real people they're alive. Garcia doesn't just write a novel. He writes a masterpiece. Meet Garcia's fake spy network. Agent 1, a Portuguese businessman who travels frequently and hates the British government. Agent 2, a Swiss student at Cambridge University who needs money. Agent 3, a Spanish waiter in London who listens to important conversations. But Garcia doesn't stop there. He creates fake girlfriends for his fake spies. Fake relatives. Fake problems. When one of his imaginary agents needs more money, Garcia invents a fake gambling addiction to explain it. The Germans believe every word. They send Garcia over $340,000 in today's money. They give him radio equipment. They promote him. At one point, Garcia is managing 27 different fake people, each with their own personality and story. And all of it is designed for one purpose. To prepare for the biggest lie in history. The Allies are planning Operation Overlord, the invasion of Nazi-occupied Europe. Everyone knows it's coming. The question is where and when. Hitler has 50 divisions waiting along the French coast. If the Nazis guess right about where the Allies will land, they can push the invasion back into the sea. World War II could drag on for years. Millions more will die. Everything depends on fooling Hitler about where the invasion will happen. Enter Operation Fortitude. The most complex deception in military history. Fake armies. Fake radio traffic. Fake equipment. All designed to convince the Germans that the invasion will hit Pas-de-Calais, the closest point between Britain and France. But the real invasion is targeting Normandy. 200 miles away. And at the heart of this deception, one Spanish chicken farmer and his army of imaginary spies. Garcia's fake agents start reporting massive troop buildups near Dover. They spot fake tanks, fake soldiers, fake landing craft, all pointed toward Calais. The intelligence is so detailed, so consistent, that German high command becomes completely convinced. But Garcia faces a deadly problem. His fake spies are too good. The Germans trust them completely. Which means when D-Day actually happens, and the invasion hits Normandy instead of Calais, the Nazis will realize they've been lied to. And they'll execute Garcia as a traitor. So Garcia does something brilliant. Something so psychologically perfect that it still gives intelligence experts chills. On June 5, 1944, the night before D-Day, Garcia sends an urgent message to German headquarters. Urgent. My agent reports massive Allied fleet moving toward Normandy. Invasion imminent. But he sends this message at 3 a.m. Spanish time, when he knows the German radio operators are asleep. The message sits unread for hours. By the time the Germans wake up and see it, Allied soldiers are already storming the beaches. Garcia has just done the impossible. He's warned the enemy about D-Day, too late for them to do anything about it. From the German perspective, their best spy tried to save them, but bureaucratic delays ruined everything. Garcia isn't a traitor. He's a hero who was ignored. The Nazis are so grateful that Hitler personally awards Garcia the Iron Cross, Germany's highest military decoration. 3 months later, King George VI awards him the Order of the British Empire. Garcia becomes the only person in World War II to receive highest honors from both sides. But the story doesn't end there. The war is over. Hitler is dead. The Nazis have surrendered. Garcia has accomplished something unthinkable. He helped save Western civilization with nothing but his imagination. You'd think he'd be set for life. Parades, medals, book deals, movies. Instead, Garcia does something even more mysterious than his wartime deceptions. He disappears. Not just from the spotlight. From existence. Garcia fakes his own death. Think about this. The man who spent years creating fake people decides to become one himself. He stages his death from malaria, complete with fake medical records and a fake burial. Why? Because Garcia realizes something the British intelligence doesn't. The Nazis may have surrendered, but individual Nazi war criminals are still out there. And if they ever discover that their most trusted spy was actually working for the enemy, Garcia's family won't be safe. So Garcia vanishes. He moves to Venezuela under a false identity. For 36 years, the world believes Juan Pujol García is dead. His own son grows up thinking his father died when he was young. Only a handful of British intelligence officers know the truth. And they're sworn to secrecy. For nearly 4 decades, one of history's greatest heroes lives in the shadows, forgotten by the world he saved. Garcia works ordinary jobs. He sells encyclopedias door to door. He runs a small business. He lives quietly in Caracas, watching the world move on without ever knowing what he did for them. Sometimes, late at night, he probably wonders if it was all worth it. All those years of deception. All that risk. All that sacrifice. Does anyone even remember? A British intelligence historian named Nigel West is writing a book about World War II deception operations. He wants to interview Garcia, but there's one problem. Garcia has been dead for decades. Except West has a hunch. He starts digging. He calls every Garcia in the Barcelona phone book. Hundreds of names. Most hang up. Some are confused. But one conversation is different. It's Garcia's nephew. My Uncle Juan. We thought he died during the war. But actually, there's something strange. My family in Venezuela says they know someone who looks exactly like him. West flies to Venezuela. After weeks of searching, he finally tracks down an elderly man selling books in Caracas. The man sees West coming and freezes. After 36 years of hiding, Juan Pujol García has been found. West asks Garcia one simple question: would you like the world to know what you did? Garcia thinks for a long moment. He's 72 years old. Most of his wartime colleagues are dead. The Cold War is ending. Maybe it's finally safe. Yes, he says. I think it's time. Garcia flies to London for the first time since the war. He's reunited with his surviving MI5 handlers. He meets with Prince Philip at Buckingham Palace. He tours the places where his imaginary spies once operated. And for the first time in 4 decades, Juan Pujol García, Agent Garbo, gets the recognition he deserves. But here's the beautiful part. Garcia doesn't want fame or fortune. He just wants people to remember one simple thing. Ordinary people can do extraordinary things. You don't need superpowers to change the world. You don't need special training or connections or money. Sometimes all you need is imagination, courage, and the absolute refusal to give up. A Spanish chicken farmer with no military experience created fake spies so believable that they fooled Nazi Germany. His lies helped win the most important war in human history. And he did it all because he believed fascism was wrong, and somebody had to do something about it. Garcia died in 1988, 4 years after coming out of hiding. By then, his story had become legend among intelligence professionals. But most of the world still doesn't know his name. Think about that. Walk up to random people on the street and ask them about D-Day. They'll tell you about brave soldiers, brilliant generals, heroic sacrifices. They won't mention the Spanish man whose imagination made it all possible. Garcia's fake spy network was so convincing that even today, intelligence agencies study his methods. His deception was so complete that some German officers went to their graves believing Arabelle was real. But here's what haunts me about Garcia's story. How many other ordinary people have done extraordinary things that we've simply forgotten? How many quiet heroes have changed the course of history while the world wasn't watching? Garcia proved something incredible. He proved that one person, armed with nothing but determination and creativity, can literally save the world. The question is, what are you going to do with that knowledge? Because somewhere out there, right now, another ordinary person is facing an impossible situation. Another underdog is staring down overwhelming odds. And maybe, just maybe, they're about to prove that heroes don't wear capes. Sometimes they just refuse to give up. Juan Pujol Garcia's story proves that history is full of forgotten heroes whose actions changed everything. But these stories only survive if we share them. If this video opened your eyes to a piece of history you never knew, hit that like button and share it with someone who loves incredible true stories. And here's my challenge for you, research one forgotten figure from your own country's history. Find someone whose story deserves to be told. Leave their name in the comments below. Because the best way to honor Garcia's memory is to make sure other extraordinary ordinary people aren't forgotten. Subscribe for more incredible true stories that will change how you see the world. Trust me, Garcia is just the beginning. The truth really is stranger than fiction. You just have to know where to look.